Good news, Patriots. According to 538, the election prediction site, Democrats are left with no wiggle room in control of Congress. And when an organization like that tells you something like this, you know things are far worse for that party going into the midterm. We're going to get into just how bad it is for them. And this is coming from a group that normally spins in the direction of the Democrats. You're not going to want to miss this one. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Rich here, and in this episode of RPW Media, we're going to be discussing how the left-wing site 538 is predicting Republicans are going to do better in congressional races, even though they normally underestimate Republicans in the polls, intentionally if you ask me. So the good news is that Republicans are in the catbird seat in the 2022 midterm elections and could easily control both the House and the Senate. That's right. The bad news is that George Soros will still be in control of the Oval Office. Now, this is according to 538. 538 founder Nate Silver described a tense situation for Democrats, noting that the Democrats will have to hold almost all of the seats that they have and maybe pick up one or two more to continue to hold the Senate. That's a tough job to do, especially if you have a free and fair election. But when you think about it, between both houses of Congress, holding the Senate only helps the Democrats with confirming appointments. That's pretty much the only important thing that the Senate does where we're concerned at this point, where it doesn't have to do with the House like they do on bills being passed. The Senate has that special authority because the way it looks now is if the Democrats do allow us to have a free and fair election in a couple of weeks, the Republicans are going to take over the House. That alone will stop the hemorrhaging on our country caused by the Biden administration and Democrat control of Congress. You can also expect a lot of Democrat vacancies after the midterms, as no one wants to stick around on a sinking ship, right? The importance of gaining control of the Senate is in 2024. The Senate races that year favor Republicans. Now, this will help them overcome the votes of the rhinos, such as Mitt Romney and Susan Collins and others, although the hope is that Romney just doesn't run in 2024 or that he loses badly in what we know is a coming primary because the people in Utah can't stand him anymore. So, Nate Silver, the current founder of 538, he said, quote, "The current picture leaves Democrats without much margin to spare." Unless they can pull off an upset in North Carolina, Ohio, and Wisconsin, Democrats will need to win two of the three states' closest Senate races, which is Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Nevada, in order to maintain their majority while also holding on to Arizona and New Hampshire. Now, Silver put a tweet out on Friday saying, "Some qualifications on this, and more in some races than others, but our deluxe model expects Republicans to outperform their current polling by 2 points or so in the average congressional race." That's pretty cool. Okay, so Silver continues. He says, unlike in the Senate, Democrats will have to do more than just win the majority of toss-up races in the control of House. Even if Democrats won all the toss-up seats, it wouldn't be quite enough. To keep the House, Democrats will need for our model to be systematically underestimating them. Now, there's even more bad news for the Democrats and other polling nationwide. Voters are growing more and more concerned about the economy. It's the economy, stupid. Didn't James Carville say that? And the simple fact is that voters trust Republicans with their wallets more than the Democrats, and it's by a very wide margin. A recent Morning Consult Politico poll found that 93% of voters, that's not Republicans, folks, that's all voters. 93% of voters are worried about inflation, while 75% of Democrats say that inflation in the economy would play a major part in their decision of who to vote for in the midterms. I don't think the cries of "they're a bunch of racists" is going to work this time. Now, those are devastating numbers for Democrats. And get this, that same poll found that voters trust Republicans on that issue by a count of 46 to 37%. Now, that's a huge gap. So, a separate poll conducted by the Trafalgar Group and Convention of States found that 58.9% of respondents believe a Democrat controlled Congress would hurt the economy, compared to 41.1% who think that it would improve the economy. I think those are the drug addicts and the illegals who don't know any better, but I digress. So there you have it, folks. We have 538 and Trafalgar telling us that the Democrats are in big heap doo-doo trouble. Again, if we are allowed to have a free and fair election, the Republicans may be able to stop the damage being done intentionally by the Democrats, especially the Biden White House. Now, I'm going to put the link to the story down in the description, so please visit rpwmedia.com to read all of our stories. So that's it. Thanks for being with us, and we will see you in the next one. Keep up hope, Patriots.